So welcome to IH Talks. I'm Chiara from International House Palermo, and today we are going to talk about spoken interaction in the classroom and those elements that make it natural and effective. So the general topic of this subject is providing a brief analysis of those elements, but also giving some tips that can be taken and used in the classroom.
Hello, my name is Marco Marzoli. I'm Assistant Director of Studies at International House Team Lingue with schools in Merate, Como, Lecco, and Sondrio.
Hi, my name is Milena Montalbano. I'm Director of Studies at IH Team Lingue, which is in the north of Italy. Hi, everyone.
So, Marco and Milena, tell us why we should be talking about spoken interaction in the classroom.
So when we decided the topic of our talk, we were asking ourselves why students come to our school or contact us and want spoken interaction. They want to be able to speak. They want to be able to understand people when they travel, when they're on the phone, and that's the main weakness they think that they need to work on. So rather than focusing on, or not just only focusing on elements of language, vocabulary, or grammar that we can find in textbooks, we decided to analyze elements that are involved in spoken interaction. So, and that's basically because we think that students do not have enough opportunities to practice, and maybe we don't teach them enough how to speak in a natural way.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this, as you said, as you mentioned, this whole thing also led to a fantastic seminar talked, It Takes Two to Tango. And it's based on real life experience. And Milena, I'd like to ask you, so how did your student react to these new elements introduced in the classroom, new to them, of course?
Well, I'm going to say they reacted well. I can't say that they're new elements because it's something that as teachers we always do anyways, but for us it was what was new for us was reflecting on how conversational skills are hardly ever taught formally, but conversation skills are a very complex element. So for the students of a language, obviously there are differences based on level and age. So there are some linguistic elements and some actual pragmatic linguistic elements, so which kind of refer a little bit more to other skills than language, including level accuracy, knowledge of vocabulary, etc. But it's all those elements which are the new things that we've started reflecting on and trying to integrate systematically in the lessons, which is giving the students a little bit more ability to speak about various types of topics, to extend their answers, to understand how conversation works. So how do you keep the conversation going? Mirroring questions, follow-up questions, how to be engaged, which are all elements that are very practical and that will be necessary for all students at all ages, not only in English language classes, but also in their language one. So I would say they responded very well. And what we've tried to do is try to match all the empirically rather than systematically, but try to match all these elements of how many topics can you speak about, how long can you go, to activities that are very, very approachable in a classroom. So for the students, it wasn't really a novelty, but for the teachers and us, we're trying to reflect a little bit better on what is really useful and effective. And we have come up with a list of areas of interaction in the classroom that can be developed by and can be used by the teachers in class. So games, for example, board games or speaking games, which are something that everyone always does, but at least we know that we're doing it for that particular purpose. How to say hi, for example. The books always tell you, hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. But no one ever actually says that. This is something also that we've realized from being speaking examiners for certifications, where you have those very rigid forms that you hear over and over again that have nothing natural. Yeah. We're trying to work on these kinds of aspects.
Okay, and Marco, how did you find this experience of introducing this element in the classroom, of making students notice that they are activating communicative devices?
Yeah, I mean, they responded very well. I mean, obviously it depends on their level, their age, but overall, I think it was very interesting. And as Milena was saying, we would try to focus not just on vocabulary and grammar. Obviously, in all textbooks have sections of functional language, but none of them really focuses on, for example, cultural differences, the way Italian speakers or Spanish speakers talk, which is completely different from Chinese or American speakers in terms of, not just in terms of only in terms of language or slang or whatever, but mainly in terms of non-verbal communication. So we focus more on elements like body language, gestures, nodding, like sounds, fillers. And so we wanted to, as teachers and tutors, we wanted our teachers and then students obviously to focus on ways, for example, of disagreeing, agreeing, or giving opinions in a natural way, how to fill those gaps that occur in a conversation when students basically don't know what to say and just keep the conversation there. So the main goal again was to keep the conversation alive. What we wanted to avoid those gaps, like embarrassing gaps of students not being able to keep the conversation going.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you. If I can summarize, you think that going off the book and introducing those skills and elements taken from real life not only meet the students' needs, but also make them competent speakers and make teachers' life easier. Okay, so thanks, Milena and Marco, for your time today. And that brings to an end of our IH talk. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.